my June wrap-up, where I showcase all the lovely books I managed to read during the month of June. As the month started out, I actually did really well on my TBR, and then of course I got distracted and all went to hell. Though it wasn't a complete train smash, I did manage to read 3 of the books on my TBR before I found another series that was way more appealing. In total, I ended off the month with 5.5 books read, which is not bad. The first of these is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. This was a long read. A great read, but a very long read. When I went into it, I kind of actually expected it to be quite a bit different from the show. However, I think the show only deviates from the story in the later books because I found it to be pretty on par. It was actually quite surprising. They did a good job of bringing the story to life. As for the book, on its own, it is definitely a worthwhile read. The complex plot and the wide cast of characters leaves you with constantly spinning tales and you are never let bored. Martin really has worked an intricate plot together and the realism of his work is shown blatantly, if not cruelly. But let's face it, humanity can be very cruel. Plot-wise, it is obviously very vast and magnificent. It is, after all, an epic fantasy and it lives up to the epic part. Writing-wise, I also loved it. His use of description and the utter detail he goes into in each and every scene is really just amazing. One downside I did find though is because of this wealth of information, you can't just simply read the whole thing through. You have to take breaks. I'm generally the type of person that likes to read a book from beginning to end one shot, so it's not really the best thing for me. At some points I actually found myself skimming over the description just to get to the part where the plot moved forward. This is also where I put the book down. A book like this deserves to be read properly, so if you pick it up, make sure you are comfy. Luckily, it is also very easy to pick up where you left off, so that I found to be a nice bonus. In the end, I think I gave this one 5 stars, maybe about 4.7 or 4.8. It is definitely among the best fantasy novels of our time, and I definitely recommend you give it a try. The next book I managed to get to was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. I love this. As you can probably guess, I love everything that Sarah comes up with. The Assassin's Blade delves into Celena's past. It is a bunch of novellas about her life before the events of Throne of Glass take place. A few people have said that it's not really required to be read in order to follow the series, which is true enough. However, I really do think you miss out on quite a lot if you do skip it. There are a lot of subtle hints to it throughout the series, and I always love knowing the history about characters. I adored these series. Each of them showed a little bit more about Selena, how she was before the incident that changes everything about her, and I must say, she's a lot better in this book than she is in Throne of Glass. As a character, she is a lot easier to love in these novellas. It also shows a glimpse of the person she could once again be. In general, all the characters were brilliant. They were well drawn up and we get to see a glimpse of the fabled Sam, which blew me away. With all the men that surround Selena, I can't help but think that he would have been the best for her. It's just my opinion, but they worked so well together. You also get to see her travel a lot more and you get to see more of the world that Sarah has created. Everything mentioned does shed a lot of clarity. Apparently it will also somehow be relevant to the rest of the series, so I'm very keen to see how that's going to turn out. There's a couple of characters I'd like to see return to the main series. In the end, I think I gave this between 4 and 5 stars. It truly is beautiful, and if you haven't picked it up yet, give it a try. The next book I read was Dawn of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Oh my god, this series is so good. I had mixed feelings when I picked it up, but when I started reading it, I just couldn't stop reading it. The story basically follows a young girl who lives between 2 worlds, our world and elsewhere. She is raised by Chimera, which goes well for most of her life until everything turns upside down and she's forced to hunt for answers. Most of the book is set in Prague, which is such a beautiful, brilliant and strange setting. It definitely adds to the story. If it had been set anywhere else in the world, I don't think it would have had the same effect. This book actually makes me want to go visit Prague just to see how it really is over there. The characters overall were very well rounded, as well as very odd and interesting. Everyone has their weird tics, which I really enjoyed. Karou herself forms a very fun and entertaining protagonist. There are moments that will leave you shaking your head in laughter. The plot also moves at quite a speed. There is a lot of mystery involved and no dull moments. The entire story, even in its sad parts, holds a feeling of excitement and exploration. The concept is quite original as well. I have never read or come across anything similar to it. I also truly wish I bought the sequels with this book. A large mistake on my part. In the end, I gave this one 5 stars. I definitely love it and highly recommend it. Especially if you love fantasy and odd things. I cannot wait to get the sequels. Let's hope that the couriers arrive soon this time. The next 2 books I read were A Prince of Thorns and A King of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. This is a complex and fascinating trilogy that I stumbled across not too long ago. It turned out so much better than I thought it would. In general, it follows a young prince named Jorg who grows up in an utterly cruel world. Certain events turn him into a character that can actually be quite detestable. Seriously, at one stage, I actually like Prince Joffrey more than him, which is kind of saying a lot. But don't let that fool you. The story takes place about 1,000 years after nuclear warfare has ravaged our world. Because of the war, everyone was pretty much thrown back into the Dark Ages. As in no science, no nothing. literally Dark Ages all over again. There are also really great elements of magic woven into everything, and it grows stronger as the story goes. It was sort of odd when I first started the series. Jorg is not dished up to be a good person, which is usually the case with protagonists. However, if you do push past this, you grow to understand him a little bit more, and you love him, even though he has a lot of faults. He pretty much runs across the realm trying to win the Emperor's throne, a feat no one has been able to do for more than 100 years. He will also do anything and everything to succeed. Throughout the series, Jorg grows from a young boy into a man. I must say, the evolution of him as a character is one of the best that I've come across in a very long time. There is so much going on inside him and in the world. Trust me, you're never left unentertained. There are also a lot of surprises along the way that are woven into the plot with such precision you have to applaud the author. The world that is created is amazingly detailed and vast. A lot of thought went into it. There is also a lot of violence, such as everyday violence as well as wars. So if you don't really tend to enjoy it, I would recommend you give it a skip. However, if you do like Game of Thrones, you might actually enjoy the series. At the end of the day, I didn't find it to be very graphic, just very cruel in its reality. The first book had a few moments where I wasn't too sure, but if you continue reading, you'll definitely find out that the series is definitely worth it. Mark Lawrence is an author you definitely need to keep your eye out for. In the end, I gave Prince of Thorns 4 stars and King of Thorns 5 stars. And that brings an end to this video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and comment down below. Have you read any of the books I've mentioned? If so, what did you think of them? Until next time, bye!